Beautiful people, welcome back to our platform and thank you so much for joining the platform today. So, guys, in this video, I'm going to tell you some countries that if you really want to get a visa to enter into Europe or to go into Europe this year or maybe next year, then you should focus on these countries. Now, to those who already got admissions in these countries, I would advise you that you put in a very strong application, because with a strong application, I can guarantee you that you are going to get the visa. Now, how are you going to put in a strong application? Putting in a strong application is by doing research and knowing what you actually need to submit for visa application. I am doing this video because many people have been rejected for Canada, many have been rejected for USA. Some people are not even able to get appointments to some countries like Germany. After waiting for like 8 months, they were still rejected for Canada and a whole lot of stuff. So please, if you need a study visa this year or early next year 2025, apply to these countries. First, before I even give you the list of the countries, my name is Milton and welcome to our platform. Please share the video and equally like the video so that it can help somebody. The first country I would like to start with is the Netherlands. If you really have an admissions to study in the Netherlands, please do the application as soon as possible. Just to recall, or as a reminder, remember Dutch universities are very expensive. That's point number one. Point number two is they do blocked account. That's to say you have to transfer the money into the school account. Then the school will be the one to apply for your visa with the IND, that is the Dutch immigration system. I hope you understand. There are more videos on this channel talking about this. I have explained many times, so please check them out. The second country I want you to do the visa application if you have admissions is Denmark. Denmark is somehow very expensive, but if you look at it critically, you will see that it is even the best option. What happens is they charge at least 5 million, that is around 7,000 euros for one semester. Most schools charge this amount of money per semester. Some charge lesser depending on the program. But if you get admissions to study in Denmark and you are applying for a visa, after you pay this first deposit, your visa is somehow guaranteed in case you do the thing legit and you do not lie to anybody, right? So look at Denmark, look at the Netherlands. The other country I want to tell you to focus on is Italy. Now, I am saying Italy because many people, I know more than 10 people who got admissions to study in Italy. Some at the University of Torino, some at the University of Padova, but 4 people so far that I know have gotten their visas approved for Italy. So if you have an admission to study in any Italian university, please do not hesitate to put in a very strong application. Pay attention to your proof of funds and make sure you submit the right documentation if you really want to migrate to Italy this year. Italy is not that complicated and visa acceptance rate should be at least 75 to 80%, as I can say. For the Netherlands, it's at least 90%. For Denmark, it's around 75%. Then if you really want to move to Europe and you don't know where to go, Greece is also another option. Remember, all these countries I'm talking about, you can start your journey from here in case you are targeting Canada or USA. But remember, with a Schengen visa, you can visit the United States or Canada for free. You can even go to Mexico for free. For those of you who are, I already know you know what I'm talking about. So again, if you have a Schengen visa, why are you even rushing to the USA or maybe to the Canada to do? It all depends on where you are in Europe. So please put all this into consideration. The next country I want to talk about is Romania. Romania is also a very good country, and also people who moved to Romania 2 years, 3 years ago, it was very cheap. Now, if you must move to Romania, it will cost you at least 5 million, 6 million, or even more. But the good news here with Romania is that the admissions is somehow, the visa is somehow guaranteed if you get the admissions, because it is not even easy to get the admission, especially to those who applied to Babes Bolia University. Remember, it is the ministry in Romania that is going to approve your offer letter. So getting the admissions to Romania and doing the right thing, putting the right documents, is almost guaranteed for a visa. So please consider Romania. Then you can also try Hungary. Many people do not know that there is a place called Hungary, and with that effect, they do not crowd the embassy. Their appointments are always available. Same as Croatia. Somebody was telling me about Croatia, and I want you all to check to see if there are opportunities there. Right now, most schools are even closed abroad, but I'm going to check to see if I can find some schools and bring them here so you can apply to. Then another country you should check if you have an admissions to study is Switzerland. Remember, Switzerland is also doing what we call a blocked account. You have to block at least 18,000 Swiss francs to 21,000 Swiss francs. On the Swiss embassy's website, you are going to find 21,000 Swiss francs. But if you have at least 18,000 Swiss francs and above, you have to put it in the account. There is a video on the channel, not just one video, I have done and redo it again. I think I did that video twice, like updating it, because there are so many things that are changing. As soon as it changes and I find the video, I will still bring it here. So please chase Switzerland as well. And remember, this is the second richest country in the entire European Union behind Luxembourg. Then if you have money and you are looking for where the visa is not complicated, check Iceland. There are videos on the channel I did about Iceland, and remember, you are going to apply for the visa first, then secondly you go for your residence permit. The visa is going to come from the Norwegian embassy. All the details are on the platform, I mean for Iceland. But remember, you are going to get visa or the residence permit depending on the number of years you were given the visa. Your proof of funds is also very important. Everything I explained in that video. Then if you have money and finally succeed in getting admission, chase Lithuania. The reason is because Lithuania is going to give you what we call the residence permit, the temporary residence permit, which is like an identity card. Please do not forget that for Lithuania, you have to do what is called dual legalization. There are videos on this page explaining all these details. Put that into consideration and apply as fast as possible. Cameroonians, you are going to collect from UAE. Nigerians will then decide where they are going to collect. There are updates I did and they are still present on the channel. Check them and what. But if you need a visa, apply to Lithuania. It's so important. Another place you should consider is Finland. But remember, Finland is getting expensive now. I do not know what is the problem, but the government says they want to revive their system. But just know that if you apply to Finland and put in the right documentation, there are tendencies or there are chances that you can get the visa approved. Of course, you are going to be getting the residence permit, not a visa. And remember, you can equally move abroad with your family if you want to move to Finland. Then let's take a look at the remaining two countries, which are Luxembourg and Ireland. For Luxembourg, you can equally move very easily, especially as a student. The cheapest university in Luxembourg is the University of Luxembourg. There are other schools like physiotherapy schools, like I think Linux University in Luxembourg. You can apply to them, but know that the amount of money you have to pay is very expensive. Otherwise, you then go for what you can afford, like maybe even the University of Luxembourg. But there are time frames for admissions or application, as I can term it. Then also remember, with Ireland, you need to have money to pay tuition deposit. Point number one. Then you need money to show as proof of funds. When you're applying to Irish schools, remember that most schools in Ireland will charge you at least 10,000 euros and above, and some may even go up to like 20,000 euros. But the good news here is that as soon as you get admission, the school is either going to request 50% of the tuition fee to be paid or 75%. Some will even tell you that you have to pay all the complete money. So you have to check all these things. But the good news is that after you've put in all this money or paid for your fees, and equally you are applying for your study visa, it is very possible for you to get the visa easily, especially if you show your proof of funds, because of course you still need to show proof of funds, which is amounting to 10,000 euros. So guys, put all these things into consideration, and remember, the main reason behind this video is because many people are getting rejections in countries like Canada, US, UK, and some people cannot even move with family to so many places. But I am here to always give you the juice back to back, because I know information like this is very important. Do not forget that the study pathway is the best and recommended pathway I will always recommend to people, especially international students who want to study abroad. Because the reason is, when you get the study visa, go in, or the residence permit, there are so many advantages, which include the work option. You are going to work full time. In some places you can work full-time without anybody disturbing you. Some places I will advise you to go part-time, because if you do not go part-time, lectures will be difficult and you might not pass all your courses, and that is another problem. Then in other places it is not even advisable to waste a lot of time. Like I said, just apply to these countries I gave you. Avoid other countries because it's going to be detrimental in case you do not listen. But remember, do not put your eggs in one basket. Till we meet again in